My body cells obey my will. They dance with divine vitality. I am well. I am strong. I am a flowing river of boundless power and energy. Starting your day with a seed thought before we make your breakfast, or even as you're preparing your breakfast, helps put that energy into it. Paramhansa Yogananda suggests we eat steel-cut oats for breakfast as opposed to oatmeal. Well, why? Well, if we simply look at some steel-cut oats, you can kind of see very quickly why. Tilt the camera down here to look at these for a second. You can see there's a lot more granularity there. It looks more like an oat, a whole oat, as opposed to something that's been heated, steamed, and squished. The more you process something, the less life force it has in it, the less vitality. And steel-cut oats from Ireland, it's been a tradition for something like 1893 was when they were first shown. Anyway, now you can just go to the bulk section of most stores and get it. A little more expensive than oatmeal, even though it's less processed. Good question as to why. If you were cooking this in your stovetop, it's 4-to-1 ratio. I'm using a Cuisinart steamer. And why do we want to use that? Because it has an automatic shutoff, so we can get this going. It'll take 20 minutes or so to cook. We can go shower, we can shave, we can go do some exercise, we can meditate. We don't have to worry about breakfast being made. So my thought is, my suggestion is, as you get this going, then go to your shower, then go to your or exercise a little bit first, and breakfast will be waiting for you. It's 3-to-1 when you're making this with a steamer, with one of these cookers. It's a little bit different than the 4-to-1 on a stovetop. The water doesn't evaporate as much, perhaps. Things are different. In any case, there's a line on the inside of these that says 1 mark, and if we match that up with a 1/3 cup of oats, that's going to be just a little bit much, although for a hungry person it wouldn't be too much, but we'll give you a little bit extra to do a facial pack. And it can sit on the counter waiting for you to come home and do that in the evening or some other time if you're getting ready to go to work. A facial pack while you're going to work may not be what's happening. 1/3 of a cup is actually enough for 2 people. You do have to chew this. It's going to be a little more solid compared to most other things you eat, especially oatmeal. It will be somewhat creamy, but still have a little more texture. So we add 1/3 of a cup of those. Just to use Vegisol because it has a little bit of iodine in it from the kelp, and it has a richer flavor. You're going to use about of a 1/4 teaspoon, and I use the top for measuring, eyeball it. Anyway, so we got about a 1/4 teaspoon, dump that in. And then to enhance the flavor, cinnamon is nice. Also makes the house smell nice and gives a nice helpful aromatic, which helps relax the lungs and helps us deal with a sense of loss. When it's dark in the morning, in the wintertime especially, there's a loss of light. It's a sense of loss, sense of grief. The cinnamon will help open up that. To keep the rice cooker from boiling over and making a mess, this was probably in the instructions, you need a little bit of some sort of oil. And coconut oil is very nice because it tends to be something almost everybody can tolerate. Some people don't like the flavor. For those people, a little bit of some other oil. Could use olive oil, could use almond oil, peanut oil, almost any oil that you find palatable and not too strong of a taste. Anyway, you can put any quantity you like in there. At least a teaspoon, a half a teaspoon is a start. Pop that guy in. Close that guy up. Oh, should also point out, as a side note, depending on when you got that all started, when you've got this started, and I put the basket like this, top on it. That also tends to help break up the bubbles. And we've got breakfast started. Now we can go to our morning routine. We can do some yoga, we can meditate, we can shower, we can do what's needed. briefly back to the coconut oil. You can, if you haven't made the bed yet, this is a good time for it. You take another tablespoon of this stuff, or somewhere between a teaspoon and a tablespoon, put it in your mouth and swish it around for 10 to 20 minutes. It's very, very slightly abrasive, and it will help clean the teeth, and it helps pull a lot of things out of the mucus, the sinuses and other parts, so it will be kind of gross. So you don't really want to swallow it, you want to spit it into the garbage. You can put it in a toilet. It does tend to clog pipes. When it gets below 80 degrees, it will re-solidify, and so many people will simply just spit it in the garbage. To be safe to be put on our face later on. You're going to say that this will give a nice glow to your face, and we'll try that and see what happens. My face has got a little windburn because I was out riding in my cycle, my ancient Bianchi cycle, in the rain yesterday, and that tends to chap out my face a bit. So we'll see if the steel cut oats can heal that. And that's nice and steaming, and we'll dump a little bit. Even though we did make it with a little bit of coconut oil, we're going to dump a little bit of butter in there. And of course, we don't necessarily want to put steaming hot oats on our face, so we'll let this cool. Breakfast of oats. Along with the oats, we will start our breakfast with the homemade yogurt. There's another video that I showed you how to clone yogurt, and I start with brown cow. I'm still looking for a kefir starter, and no one seems to stock it anymore in the store, so I'm actually going to have to break down and buy it from that well-known store online named after a river in South America. So our nice homemade yogurt, or cloned yogurt made with Gary's milk, with local honey from a local farm, bee's farm, with berries. The berries are organic, but certainly they're not local this time of year. Buon appetito!